Hi, friends and fellow intuitive academics. My name is Shelly, and I'm an educator healer. And on this channel, I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your life path and your academic journey if you're on one. And today, I felt drawn to do a reading about advice on loving yourself unconditionally. I got inspired by a podcast that I was listening to, and the speaker was encouraging the listeners to think about how they can offer themselves unconditional love, whether we've experienced that maybe like far in our past or never at all. It was kind of a new idea for me to think that we can be the ones to offer unconditional love to ourselves. I don't know why I've never thought that before, but I thought that was kind of a liberating idea. And I'm probably going to make that my New Year's resolution. And I really just felt like with the new moon in Scorpio approaching at the time of this reading, that I thought it would be a good time to ask this question. A lot of us are working through our shadows in the Scorpio season, and the new moon is a great time to release parts of our shadows, heal parts of our shadows, and maybe refresh and look toward how we can go into the next part of our lives in a fresh direction, maybe a direction in which we don't really know what it might look like living without those shadows attached to us anymore. Those are definitely things I'm struggling with or thinking through at this time, so I'm sure I'm not alone. I think it's just the energies of the time as well. So we actually have our three readings, 1, 2, and 3, with the three different crystals, the different wands here. So you might already be drawn to your reading by the crystals. You can go ahead to jump to those readings if so. So this is the amethyst, the clear quartz, and the turquoise crystals. But if not yet, then I'm going to draw 3 cards from my new deck that I finally got, and I think it's so fitting that this is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace, and I think it's so fitting that I had got this and arrived, and then I heard that podcast and thought of this reading, and then it just was so perfect to put everything together. So I'm gonna shuffle and draw our 3 readings now. So reading 1, you have number 7, Sword, Make the Change. Reading 2, oh no, there's 4 readings. I mean, I love when that happens, but now I have to rearrange my schedule. So now we have 4 readings. That's kind of exciting. And we're going to have to bring out another wand. So the 4th reading has the blue sandstone wand. So again, if you know your reading, you can jump ahead. But if you've stuck around, you're probably waiting for the cards. So let's get reading 2's card first. So you have number 45, Throne. Your potential is endless. Reading 3's card is 24, Potion. Remember to practice self-love. And reading 4's card is number 25, Mural. Be your own first priority. I love these so very much. The right information I feel is already coming through in all 4 readings. So go ahead and take a moment, pause the video if you need to, check in with yourself. You might be, going from one card to another visually, and check in how you're feeling as you go from one card to another. You might really feel that one is resonating with you or giving you a certain kind of emotion rather than the others. You might find that you're really lingering visually on one over the others. It could be the combination of the card with the stone, whatever seems to work for you. And I will see you ahead in your reading. Hi, reading one. So you were drawn to the card number 7, Sword, Make the Change. And we are asking the question how to unconditionally love yourself. And I'm going to do an intuitive read. Oh, you're also drawn to the amethyst wand here, so put off to the side. I want to start off with an intuitive read on the card and then bring in the description from the deck, the Believe Your Own Magic deck. So the magic that you can believe in for yourself here to help you on your way towards practicing unconditional love is to trusting the change that you have in mind. There's some interesting energies here. So I'm picking up also on like ancestor kind of protective energies around you, but there's also a desire to break tradition in some way. So I'll say it this way. So there's like, say, ancestors that you connect with very strongly, and like I'm feeling on like maternal side ancestor energies, and when they were on this side on earth in life, there might have been some tension, some like intergenerational differences of opinion on your role, your identity in society, how you should behave, and that was like a big kind of life experience between the two of you in relationship, but that strong connection of love never wavered, even though all of that was happening, in the social context of your relationship. And now that that person or those people have passed, there's still just that undying strong sense of love in the connection between you. And so you have their full support, whether you haven't had it when they were living, you have it with them protecting you on the other side. They're fully protecting you at this. Yet, as you look in the mirror and reflect on going through with this change, a significant change to your identity, but it is claiming who you really are in the world, the echoes of those tensions from the past are still kind of holding you back. Even though it's kind of like the message, even though the situation has changed, you're not living in that kind of world anymore. And so really you're just being supported to make this change, to claim your identity. And already I'm feeling the way you can offer yourself unconditional love is to make the change, just to take the action, but also to rewrite the narrative, to override the narrative that's mentally kind of holding you back. Swords, this isn't a tarot deck, but swords are associated with the mental space, and yeah, I'm really feeling from this sword energy hesitation, internalized ideas about who you are in the world, at odds with who you know in your heart to be. So that's the starting energies. I want to read the description now, see how that kind of comes into play. So it says here, there is a big life change you've been thinking of making for a while now. This is a sign that you need to trust your instincts and take the leap. Whether you're thinking about cutting your hair or finding a job better suited for you, do the thing and do it with confidence. So there's a clear sign for you. Whatever you've been thinking of doing, now's the time to do it. And as I was picking up before, you have a lot of protection and you have blessings to go forward with this from your ancestors, even if in life it didn't kind of manifest in that way or wasn't expressed in that way. So I want to continue with your reading with the tarot deck by the same author. So I think it's so nice that I get to do a matching oracle and tarot deck for once. I've been waiting a while to get this oracle deck, but I've had the tarot deck already for a while. So this is the Cozy Witch Tarot. So we're asking reading 1 how they can be guided and supported as they navigate giving themselves unconditional love. Any advice that's useful to hear right now? One more shuffle. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck. And I'm feeling very antsy about getting an oracle card from the Woodland Wardens for you first. Oops, that's the one. Okay, so you have number 13, the moth and eucalyptus and ending. So this change that you have been contemplating for a while now is an ending, and you're getting very strong support over that ending. I feel the anxiety. I feel like this is a big ending. Perceptively, it feels big. But I want to say when you're on the other side of it, it will feel different. It won't feel as big as it does right now before you've made the ending. Okay, that needed to come through first. So let's continue. King of Cups in reverse. Patient Witch, or this is the Hermit, or sorry, the Hanged Man card. And 10 of Wands in reverse. So this is really speaking to me about having stuck energy, the Patient Witch here. Waiting to make your move. I mean, it really comes back to here that there's a change you've been wanting to make for a while now. And that's kind of the energy that you've been in. With the King of Cups in reverse, I get the message here that this is representing you and your abilities as a healer. And it's been kind of held back, kind of locked away, and less accessible. I wouldn't say inaccessible, but less accessible. Being stuck in this situation or this energy that you've been stuck in. And part of this is burnout. Part of this is that you've just been overburdened with whatever situation you're in is taking up all of your time, and you have no space to do some of the other things that you're here to do, such as healing, spiritual healing in some way. This is a major arcana, the Patient Witch. And so this is a kind of a big, this is an overarching kind of energy in a big spiritual shift that you're making right now. And I got distracted. Not only my cat, it wants to come in. I'll let her in a second. But I saw that you have a 12 and a 13 here. And the 13, I believe, is... Oh, my doorbell went off too. So a strong emphasis on the ending here, 13, which I think is the Death card. Oh yeah, okay, so it is the Death card, which some decks refer to it as the Death and Rebirth card. There's some big spiritual rebirth that's happening for you. I feel like I want to bring in your amethyst now. The amethyst is considered the master healer crystal, which would really link with the King of Cups energy here. As I was saying before, that you have healing abilities, and now I can say master healing abilities that have been blocked or not fully realized until this certain ending can happen in your life. And I just saw this, I think it's called Blessed Samhain, I think. I think that's around this time, like around the Halloween time. So this is really happening right now, that this can shift. I feel like you are hitting burnout right now, but you can also shift the energies towards this ending, this rebirth right now also. And in this card, it's like somebody is bringing something either to home or visiting someone else, and bringing supplies for a festival or for, like an event. And it just makes me think of my doorbell ringing, that like something is coming home to you. And I wouldn't say it's a person, I would say it's a part of you spiritually is coming home to you, like right now. And it's like you opening the door, answering the door to that part of you is part of the way to prompt this ending. And the way for you to offer yourself unconditional love. It's kind of like the way you can offer yourself unconditional love, besides, going ahead and making the changes for yourself that you know that you want and you need to do, is that it's like you can open the door for yourself, let part of yourself in that maybe you've kept locked away or locked out of yourself. I feel like I want to take one of these next. Lunar eclipse, number 13. Number 13 again. That makes me really want to read the meaning, the interpretation from the book for you. So this is from the Sacred Cycles deck. So there's something really about timing, again, that's key here. And this naturally fell with the timing that I mentioned in the Ten of Wands. October. Oh, this says I embrace my shadows. That's funny. In the introduction, I was just really pulling out the theme of the shadows because we're in Scorpio season now. So that's really relevant to you. Lunar eclipses occur when the earth obscures the light from the sun that shines upon the full moon. In the old world, the moon's disappearance was cause for suspicion and ignited a fear of the unknown. You're being called to get familiar with your shadows. The time has come to root out any lingering or stuck energy, limiting beliefs, or old stories that may keep you stagnant or playing small, like we talked about here. As you explore and befriend your shadows to learn from them, you will find deep wisdom and remember how to trust yourself. This journey is bound to leave you with a better understanding of your past and present. The wisdom of this nighttime wonder lies in letting go, releasing expectations, rejecting self-imposed limits, and setting down all that is no longer yours to carry. Yeah, all that is no longer yours to carry. That's really what you're changing, what you're cutting out. You're disrupting a cycle. From your family line, from your society line. Your sacred body is asking you to release these heavy limitations during this transition. Let them go and allow yourself to be free. The journal prompt here says, what am I keeping in the shadows? Yeah, so that's really like key for you at this time specifically, to ask yourself, to give yourself space to think through and support yourself in letting go, so that you can open the door to this other part of you. So you also got here solitude. As I was saying that, yeah, time alone, and that also comes up with the patient witch card. Spending time on your own is going to help you a lot. And I wouldn't say only alone from people, but like if you're in a city environment, you're just probably picking up all those energies around you, and it's also like distracting you. Like I said here, like there's no space for anything else. Like taking time off work if you're able, being able to get out into nature or somewhere a little bit more quiet, away from like higher population energies, or literally just going camping, will help you. I'm drawn to the compass, and it's making me think of the North Node, your kind of like path towards your soul's path in this lifetime. You might want to look at what your North Node is in astrologically, and what that might help you inform in terms of offering yourself unconditional love on your path towards your North Node. That might give you some more advice on how to do that for yourself. So I feel like I want to get some last, like, very practical advice on how to offer yourself unconditional love. And I'm pulling out these two oracle decks. So this is oh, there you go. The healing, what was it? Oh my gosh, where is it? Healing Spirits deck. So you have here, the first step is taken. You have asked for help. And it looks like such a celebration. This is number one. Yeah, I really feel the energy of, if you've been like worried about making this change, you've already, in a sense, taken the first step by asking for help from the universe, I feel. You may have directly asked for help, maybe offhand, to someone you know, and that has already initiated this process. So you've already taken this first step through. If you're feeling hesitant and nervous, just know that you have started the process, and you're still here. You're still okay. So I would say continue to ask for help as you go along the way. And I want to bring in, I'm just going to take the top card here. You have portal. Oh, I almost said this before when I was talking about opening the door, and I looked at the wreath, and it made me think of stepping through a portal. It says here, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. Oh, wow, that's exciting. And just look at the magical energy behind that. So like I said, the portal will open so that a piece of you can come back to you. But I also do see here that you have the chance to step through a portal in a sense as well. And I really feel like, I want to read the description, but I really also feel like this is meant to be a little bit more of something you discover along the way. Right now we're just talking about giving yourself unconditional love, and it looks like there's literally rewards to offering yourself unconditional love and support to making a big life change, because it opens the doors that you've been waiting to open. You've been waiting for these doors to open for you for a while, and you making this life change for yourself, to step into yourself, to show the world yourself, is the key, is initiating that. Yeah, and that's your complete message. And I am wishing you so much love on that journey, hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you always for sharing your energy so I can read the cards. And if you're drawn to another card in that pick a card section here, I will see you in that reading. And if not, I'll see you next time. Hi, reading 2. So we are asking for advice on how you can be signposted towards offering yourself unconditional love. And so you have number 45, Throne, your potential is endless. And this is the last card of the deck, actually. So there's something here about you offering yourself the ultimate unconditional love, and kind of like you being able to be a pro at this and then be an example of this for others as well. It's just so strong, right? Looking at the card, the energies here. I also see this as your potential is endless. You have so much potential for being the source of unconditional love in your life. And there's also a lot of potential for that love to be very like fulfilling and healing for you. Mocha's joining in the conversation. She's staring right at me. Yeah, so Mocha just confirming that like you've got this power, you've got this magic to be able to do that for yourself. And I'm drawn to the three elements here. It's actually kind of feeling like obviously there's fire and there's water, and then with the queen, I don't know if that's a combination of like air and earth energies, possibly. It makes me think of the Empress card. And so with the four elements present, it's also making me think of the Magician. And so I really get the sense that like you can be a generative source of unconditional love for yourself. And obviously, like once you fill yourself up, that radiates out to other people. And I also see this as with the clear quartz crystal as kind of being like a blanket over, an energetic blanket over the vicinity of the people and the places in your life. Kind of like, these are the rulers of an area. There's something powerful about you mastering unconditional love for yourself that shifts energetically your immediate vicinity, the people and the places that you care about, that you are physically located at, that you are anchored in. So with that first message, really speaking to the potential of your unconditional self-love, but not yet towards how to kind of manifest that, I guess. I want to get more information first from the description of the deck, from the deck book, and then pull some cards. So it says, at the risk of sounding cliche, you can do anything you put your mind to. You are a mighty queen who is complex enough to be both gentle and valiant, just and magnificent, or any combination you should ever long for. The reason they tell you that you cannot have it all is because they are afraid you will become even more dangerous than you already are. And that's interesting, the word dangerous included there. It almost makes me think of like the power of self-love or unconditional love being dangerous in some way. You empowering yourself is a threat to something, but I feel like in the best way possible. You have the ability to burn things down that are harmful. You have the ability to heal things that are wounded. You have the ability to like steward people through a particular like challenge or a particular goal. That's what I'm feeling from the three empowered figures here in your reading. So let's go ahead and get some more information. I'm going to follow up with the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, which is by the same author, and I'm so excited that I can match the two in a reading this time for the first time. So let's ask some more guidance for reading 2 on how they can cultivate unconditional love for themselves. Any specific advice that they can benefit from you're actually getting a couple messages. You're getting a little break here that has 3 cards, and a little break here. And I'll also pull 3 cards here. So the first message is strength in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and 8 of Swords in reverse. I mean, it's very clear here. I mean, starting with the 8 of Swords in reverse, this is the limiting, self-limiting beliefs card. And typically it's depicted as a woman blindfolded, surrounded by swords. And the message there is usually that she's the one who can liberate herself, but is also the one who is limiting herself from her own liberation and empowerment. Sorry, I was just distracted by something else in the card. And so that's definitely the overall energy that follows through with the other 2 cards here. As I was saying that, I was drawn to the 2 cups, something about 2 of cups energy in your card here, something about relationships, possibly being the sword, the cage that is limiting your belief system in yourself in some way. So unfortunately, yeah, it looks like there's some sort of cage, invisible cage being that is built around you in an important relationship, at least one important relationship in your life. It could be like a romantic partner, it could be family relations, it could, honestly, it doesn't have to be like interpersonal relationships. It could be like your relationship to your work. If you're like, say, married to your work, that could be the thing limiting you, or an idea of yourself that you're married to, something they're very committed to. Yeah, think of it metaphorically too, I would say, for people. That is something that is like blocking you from realizing unconditional love for yourself. Like you're measuring yourself up against these impossible standards that you're always chasing, yet you're the one that is able to make the standards for yourself that you measure yourself by, but you also make it impossible for yourself to achieve. And I mean, it's not all rooted with you. Like these are seeds that have been planted by society or by relationships from early age, even, that have like, but ultimately you're the garden of those ideas and those thoughts, and so it regenerates within you. But your message here is that you have the power to change the composition of that garden of thoughts, and the outcome is your own empowerment, because you have the Queen here, Queen of Wands. It's just like the Fire Queen, the witch in the middle of the collection of thrones. That is really your core energy here, the Queen of Wands, but it's out of balance because it's in reverse. Same with the Strength card, and I read that as disempowerment with the Strength card in reverse. There is something in societally in your life or in your relationships that is disempowering you from your true sense of self as the Queen of Wands, your true kind of, as it says here, self-confidence in who you are and what you bring to the world. So that's your first message. Let's pull for your second. High Priestess in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, so this really could be a workplace issue, or a toxic workplace kind of environment, or relationships composing that environment with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. That could really be the thing that is disempowering you and creating these like false narratives that cage you and hold you back from your true success, because you do have the 10 of Pentacles here at the end. Oh, this is so interesting. So this, your your significator card mentioned having it all and being told that that's impossible. And here you end with the Ten of Pentacles in our tarot section where it says having it all. You do have it all in the end. But it says here, having it all looks different to everyone. So the thing that could be limiting you is like a traditional or a narrow definition of what success looks like. And say it is a workplace and you're trying to match that definition of success. You're trying to fit yourself in to the environment, but at the expense of some like innate inner resources or talents or skills that you have that aren't being used. That's what this like kind of dormant Queen of Wands and strength energy is about. And now you have kind of a dormant High Priestess energy in the mix too. I mean, it's incredible that you have these two major arcana lining up together, but both in reverse. You have High Priestess, intuition, foresight, intuitive knowing. Intuitive abilities, and you have that inner sense of strength. And I feel like that's coming in specifically in the like domain of creating something in the world that is unique, like forging a unique path. You have the vision and you have the strength to work on this, to pull it off. But you're like keeping yourself small by trying to, like, for example, progress through like a job that doesn't kind of make sense to more of your soul purpose or your soul path or your calling. It doesn't fit your calling. So say, for example, you want to work with herbals, like create some kind of homegrown herbal medicines. And you have a lot of knowledge and it's kind of like a hobby, but it's actually like developed into some credible type of knowledge at this point. But you kind of just like do it for yourself or make herbal remedies for your friends or family, and that's about it. And you kind of go and like work at a cafe for you to pay your bills. And it's kind of like it's kind of like you're going to reach a point where it's like you question why you're doing this, clocking into the cafe job when you have so much joy and power, strength and passion and skill and ability. It's like you're an expert in herbal medicine, yet you're still clocking in like to work at the local cafe. Not to disparage that profession. I was a barista for many years and I loved it. I would love to open my own cafe, but it's kind of like those energies of like what are you doing with your time from the outside? I feel like you're going to reach a point where you're looking from the outside and you start asking yourself like, well, what am I doing? I'm so passionate with this. I can spend hours doing this thing, but I'm still just using my time to get minimum wage here, and I'm not really happy with it. So the practical advice here for how you can offer yourself unconditional love is to see yourself in an empowered way, who you truly are. I think there's like an image, self-image that's very disempowering to you. And along those lines, there's like an image that you're aspiring to fit into that is also disempowering you, because it's like sending you down like a fruitless path. But when you're able to see yourself, that's really what I'm feeling as your steps towards unconditional self-love, seeing yourself for who you are, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, to call yourself an intuitive or to call yourself like an empowered individual, to call yourself a boss even might, there's, I feel like when I said that there's a little bit of a shame or guilt in claiming your throne, but that's the way that your guides are leading you towards loving yourself unconditionally. You do get to where you want to in the end, and it all starts with seeing yourself for who you are, and then dissolving that narrative that is holding you back. Okay, so let's pull some more tarot cards to elaborate. Mother, number 23. So this is very obvious to me that some of the negative self-limiting beliefs could have been inherited through a mother or mother figure in your upbringing. There could be a strong like parental voice or sense of who you are, or I hear the phrase who we are. So there's like a crossover of like a parent imposing identity onto you that's very strong, and that is kind of difficult because unconditional love, right? Like we kind of think of that coming from parents, coming from mother particularly. So it is a little bit of a complex web to navigate through those critical voices of those like imposed identities and how that kind of interacts with your ability or the ways that you offer unconditional self-love to yourself. They might be in contradiction to an image of unconditional love that you might hold present in your life. Nourish yourself. You're entitled to nourish all aspects of yourself. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really like what I was saying here, like seeing yourself, seeing the identity of who you are and nourishing that. It's like there's an aspect of yourself that's not being nourished and it's not yet being seen by you. Just by seeing it, you can nourish that. This card half slipped out with alongside this one. So this is only, I take that to mean this will apply specifically to like maybe half people watching. And so it says, ask for help. You are deserving of the support you receive. Many people are honored to be part of your journey. So for some people, reach out to those you trust to help in nourishing yourself, aspects of yourself. It could be like, you know, speaking with a therapist or a counselor or some kind of support group, particularly if there's like a mother wound involved, and it could be reaching out to family as well. Those are kind of hard to navigate on our own. Those are very like entrenched societal like identities, and sometimes it helps to have an outside perspective guide you through those. So I'm feeling this deck next. Oh yes, karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So there it is again, landing with the family, the mother card. So you really could have like a parent relationship that is karmic, meaning there's something there for your soul to learn and grow from. And again, maybe asking for help, maybe from a spiritual healer that specializes in like karmic relationships or family um, bonds, family relationships, could be really helpful for you in cultivating unconditional self love. Courage arrives when you step over fear, number 35. Yeah, I feel like this card speaks to the tenderness of this issue and the avoidance of it, which is very typical in like, inherited family kind of belief systems. You don't assess it. You learn not to question it. You learn even to like put it on a shelf somewhere and not talk about it, but it's always still there. And there could be a lot of fear keeping that thing on the shelf, keeping it like kind of protected and hidden from the world and from yourself. And so that's where I feel like this card is hitting at. When you can take that thing off the shelf, I feel like that's your message. The only courage you need to step over fear is just reaching for that tucked away box on the shelf, which is like maybe a deeply held family belief system or like intergenerational wound that is never talked about. Being able to take that off the shelf and assess it is going to give you the courage to break that kind of barrier of fear and keep going with helping yourself cultivate unconditional love for yourself. Oh, that flipped right out. I'm going to leave it right where it landed. Patience. This is going to take time. Yeah, this is deep and tender, as I was saying. And it's not that it needs more time than others, but it feels to me like it's so delicate and beautiful. Like think of the time and the patience needed to heal this as like a beautiful, precious process, uniquely its own. And it's just there's no judgment with that. It's just like the time that this will take, just like a season, um, or the pace of like a snail. It might feel like you want results, but it's like not really about the results. I'm getting the image of like a spider web, a spider weaving a web, and it's not like really about the results in the sense of the finished web, but it's like the meticulous like weaving of it, and it's already beautiful from its initial stages. You can think of it that way with your healing process. It's already beautiful from the time the web starts being woven, so it doesn't have to be beautiful at the end. It's beautiful every step of the way. And that's a wonderful way, spot to end your message. I feel like you got some great advice and guidance there. So I am going to wish you so much love on that journey and hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes that you can offer. Thank you always for sharing your energy on this channel for me to read the cards. If you are drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I will see you in that reading, and if not, I will see you next time. Hi, reading 3. So, how to offer yourself unconditional love for yourself. Um, hmm. You're drawn to this number 24 card, Potion. Remember to practice self love. So, your answer is already coming in to make this a habitual practice for yourself, to remember to make time for it, to schedule it in. With this basic witch shirt, I'm thinking of the phrase back to basics. So your advice is like very simple. Just go back to basics of caring for yourself. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. I feel like you're a kind of a planner, or you were getting overwhelmed and procrastinating with like making self-love a very complicated process for you. Your advice is just to like look around what you have around you in your, say, your bedroom or whatever comfortable space you have where you feel at home in yourself, and cultivate a practice for you to follow through on. The leaves here is making me think of malunggay leaves that I'm familiar with in the Philippines, or moringa is also called. These very delicate little leaves, and those are often put into like soups or like steam pots when people are sick to help like clear the sinuses. So some kind of like herbal steam bath might be great for you as well coming through here. When I first started talking, I was drawn to the witch's cap as well. And the only kind of relation I'm feeling with that is like a connection to Harry Potter and the sorting cap. Um, so the message I'm feeling with that is that I think you might be overwhelmed with all the variety of self-love practices out there, but they're like the sorting cap. You only need to focus on like a certain genre that works for you. You don't have to do everything out there. You can't be from all four houses of Hogwarts. You can you can focus on one, and and maybe it's Hufflepuff, since it's the potion, and or maybe that was Slytherin. It's been a while, but yeah, something about that series is important for your message here about helping you identify a certain path that works for you and unapologetically claiming that path, not worrying about the paths that you can leave to other people. And with the turquoise here, you have prosperity and protection on this, on doing this going forward. So I'm going to continue with the Cozy Witch Tarot, which is by the same author. And we're going to ask, what can reading 3 continue to be guided by as they cultivate unconditional love for themselves in a practice, in a ritual, a simplified, easy to carry out, maybe even daily practice for cultivating unconditional love bit by bit, day by day. 10 of Swords in reverse, Temperance, and 6 of Wands. So I really feel like the timing is right for you. You're at the end of something very painful and difficult, and you're kind of rising above. You're kind of on the upturn and ready to heal. And so this practicing of self-love will be very healing for you, and you'll be getting stronger and stronger as you use it. I feel like the cycle of doing like a daily practice is going to kind of take the thought work out of it and just put you on this like river of healing that you don't have to think about it. You just show up for yourself day after day and you do the practice, and you'll be, with the Temperance card, you'll be kind of healing yourself like a bicycle, keeping the cycle going. So in this card, the Temperance figure is balancing hot coffee with a temperate water. And so the idea there is enjoying herself while also staying hydrated, staying practical. So there's something there with the balance, just like keeps the momentum of your healing going, that sustains you through this period of your life. And you really get to a point with the 6 of Wands that this like pays off. Like I'm seeing this as like a glow up kind of card, and it's like from the inside out that you've kind of cultivated this unconditional love from the inside, and it radiates out. And I also feel the message of like treat yourself, like pamper yourself from time to time. That can be definitely part of your unconditional self-love. You could have had like difficult relationships with money in the past, and like beliefs around money and beliefs around spending on yourself and your worthiness of that. And so you can like directly address those beliefs and undo them by rearranging your self-care practices with spending on yourself, giving yourself things that you felt like you weren't worthy of having before. So I'm gonna keep going with some oracle cards. Oh wow, you have so many. But I love this. Okay, so you have deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So we already did talk about this being a very prime time for you to heal some very deep, long-term wounds that have been kind of residing within you, is what I feel, for a long time. And just like the incredible transformation energetically happening in this figure, you're physically and emotionally healing. That's what I felt here with the Six of Wands. Inside, from the inside out, you're just going to be healing, radiating. You also have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Wow. So you're also, as you're healing, you're going through a spiritual awakening. So these are huge shifts. And I would characterize it, the feeling that I'm feeling, empathically from your experience, is that like it's uncomfortable because it's a big life shift, but it's also amazing. Sort of like going back to that Harry Potter Hogwarts theme of like you discovering this world that you wished you existed but you never believed in before, and now you're kind of trying out your wings of your, like, say, your intuitive abilities or your connection to spirit. Maybe you've started like connecting to your spirit guides or ancestors on the other side, and you're just kind of fascinated and blown away, maybe a little skeptical still, but it's because you're just in that activation, spontaneous awakening stage, while also healing. That it is a uncomfortable shift, but it's also full of incredible possibility. And then you get the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. I just finished recording reading 2, and I really wanted to, as soon as I saw the potion card here, direct you to, if you were drawn to reading 2 also, this would be a confirmation, because I kind of channeled a message to do with like creating medicinal herbal medicines or herbal products. But now I see it again because the word tenderness kept coming up in that reading too. So if you are drawn to that, I would check it out. But if not, it's not necessary. It's interesting that you have 3 different portals coming up here, 3 different planes. Cool. I feel like this is more energetic and spiritual. This is more the earth plane. And then this is like a star family type of plane, I feel. And yeah, with rare gifts, it is like your gifts are opening. Like maybe you're feeling, you're able to read the signs better, communicate better. Maybe you're receiving visions in your dreams, visitations. You're part of, I would say, I've heard this phrase, and you might have too, like soul family, a star family. And you're not alone in this awakening. Your siblings, your star siblings, are awakening at the same time too. So you might recognize this in people you know, or that you are soon to meet. and you might feel in your core a connection as star siblings or soul siblings with them. And you don't have to get in your head, just that would be a beautiful thing that you can accept in your life. Inner child is really standing out here as important. We did talk about with the Ten of Swords, like long-standing wounds that you're healing. And we did talk about like around money and self-worth. So you could kind of, if you feel like this is the direction for you, go into inner child work and being able not only to give yourself what you want, as an adult, but also give your inner child what they want, things that they couldn't have when they were younger. To help kind of reverse that narrative of self-worth and what you deserve, to help pave that pathway towards unconditional love for yourself. Winter, number 17. So in the winter months, wherever you're located, however you consider the winter to be time-wise for you, this is like more of an energy of hibernation and self-reflection. I was really drawn to the two candles of guidance, like an intense period of guidance. I feel like this is speaking to timing. So I would consider the time of this recording in late October. For me, I would interpret winter to begin in about 6 or 7 weeks, around like December 21st. So I would say in about 6 or 7 weeks, you do hit a really kind of guided and important point in your awakening, your spiritual awakening. Like you might get an important visitation from like an ancestor or guide that gives you some sort of wisdom that really helps you along this self-love path. So say you do take up like work with inner child healing, and maybe someone who does energetic healing, and you do like a 6 or 7 week program, you kind of hit some kind of major turning point after that time period that really helps you in the best way to kind of heal and release and awaken further into yourself. I feel that phrase, awaken further into yourself, is important. Challenge. Yeah. So if you're feeling like this is not easy, I feel like you're already stepped into these energies. This is just a confirmation that it isn't easy. It is a challenge, but you have everything. You have the ability to get through this challenge, and to have the support that you need around you. You can ask your spirit guidance for support. You can ask people in the physical world for support. It is a challenge, but you don't have to work through the challenge alone. Self-compassion. Show yourself the kindness you'd give a kitten. Yeah, so in your pathway towards unconditional love for yourself is also guided by compassion for yourself. So like any judgments you might feel coming up around you for maybe believing in your own awakening and feeling like a crazy person for that, have compassion for what you're going through. If you're judging yourself for not adhering to like your daily practice, have compassion for how you're feeling and the days that you aren't able to kind of show up or are perfectly fine. You're not going off course with that. I remember I did pick up some energy of like maybe getting into like a freeze mode by being overwhelmed, by trying to like perfectly execute your own self-love practices. Self-compassion makes a lot of sense in that case, that there's no perfect, and meet yourself where you're at with compassion And I would also say, like, acknowledge yourself for showing up for yourself every time you do. It's not nothing. Those things can take a lot of effort. Showing up to the yoga mat to do a practice, or like even getting out of bed. Show, instead of judging yourself, give yourself compassion for the effort you put in, and adjust the expectations, to be compassionate for yourself, the situation that you're in, and what you're feeling at this time. Life lessons again, number 18. This makes me feel like you've gone through something similar before. And you know that this is kind of like a long and solitary road. But it's like you have the tools to navigate through it because you've been through it before. And so it's almost like if you've gone hiking or something, like, or you've done like a long-term project, and it's kind of like you're in the first like 25% of it, and you're looking at what's ahead of you, and you're a little bit like, oh my gosh, I have so much to go. It is a challenge, and it could be a long getting a lot of solitary kind of energy on this journey you're on. But it's kind of like if you've done it before, if you've hiked a mountain before, you kind of know what to expect in another mountain, and you kind of know that after you get to a certain point, like, you're already almost there. So like, you also know that you can do this because you've done it before. I feel like that's the bigger message. And the beautiful gift you're getting out of this is some kind of life lesson you came here to learn on your life path. And so that's why you came here, and you're going to be able to get it. And you've already started that journey. You've already gotten a fair amount along the way, and you can do this. You've done it before. I kind of want to pull one more card here. Maybe an animal companion to send you on your way. The Goat and Willow, overcoming obstacles, number 11. Yeah. So that's so funny. Like, the mountain climbing example came up, and with the goat is like the mountain climber, like the mountain goat is like the expert mountain climber, like, the one that can kind of get into those difficult to navigate areas of the mountain and overcome them. And this is you. You're up to the challenge uniquely. You're designed to overcome these obstacles. And it's just about you gaining your strength, trusting yourself, and going through it. With the number 11, it makes me think of the Justice card in the tarot. And so there's some sort of bigger justice that you're giving yourself by overcoming these obstacles for yourself. And yeah, if I'm talking kind of abstractly, like, maybe I can pin it down better this way. It feels like you're on like a big personal transformation. Like, I said here with the healing and the awakening. I feel overall like you're awakening to your intuitive abilities, particularly like reading signs and communicating to spirit guidance. And I also want to stress that this is temporary. It's a growth period, but it has like, you're not going to be like growing in this intense way forever. I feel like you're going to have like growing pains, but those like go away over time, and then you kind of like, you step into your new skin, your new self, and it's just a whole process. And so the way that you can offer yourself unconditional love is every step of the way through this process, and thinking of it as and intricate and not a simple and quick process. But love yourself every step of the way. You can show yourself unconditional love by loving yourself through every ugly and beautiful moment of it. And yeah, think of it as like not forever. It's the winter ends and the spring comes through on the other side always. And you can have faith in that. And that is your complete message. I'm wishing you so much love on your journey. Hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes. And thank you always for sharing your energy on this channel so I can read the cards. If you are drawn to another card in that pick a card section, I will see you in that reading. And if not, I'll see you next time. Hi, reading number 4. So interesting that your reading popped out at the last minute. I was only intending to do 3 readings, and then your card just popped out on its own. And I'm instantly seeing a theme of inner child, paying attention to your inner child as your avenue for unconditionally loving yourself, which is the theme of the reading. And that theme came up in reading 2 and 3, and I'm not really remembering reading 1 because I did it a couple days ago, but it's possible it was there too, but for sure 2 and 3 popped up. So there might be more than one reading for you to go back and listen to if you've chosen reading 4. And so let's just get on your unique message here for this reading 4 and see what comes through. I'm definitely pulled by curiosity in this depiction where it says, Mural, be your own first priority. And I love this as a way of cultivating self-love, unconditional love for yourself. So the number 25 is actually standing out to me as significant in terms of an age. So maybe you're actually 25 right now, and you're maybe thinking what that means in terms of, like, say, a quarter life situation in the trajectory of your life, or looking back, you may have been something significant may have happened at age 25 in terms of this message. So that's kind of being invoked here. Yeah, but looking at this figure here, drawing on the wall, and I get the sense that she wasn't allowed to draw on the wall before, but now she's being her own first priority. She's doing what she wants to do first and foremost. And I'm looking at her blue hair as well. Like, maybe I get the sense of, like, strict parents being in the picture, not being able to, like, comfortably or safely dye her hair blue, but now as an independent adult she can do that. So that's kind of the energy that I feel coming in here, an energy of you establishing yourself in your adult years, asserting your own needs for yourself, acting on your own needs where there was constraint before. And this is coming in as the dominant message for how you can cultivate unconditional love for yourself, is by acting out on the desires you have. And some of them are beautiful, fantasy-like, childlike desires. So I want to also bring in the message from the deck's description here. So it says, whatever you're currently grappling with, you must put yourself first. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before you try to help your neighbor with theirs. That is to say, if you don't make sure your own energy bar is full, then you'll have no energy to give someone else. Be brave enough to admit when you need to take a step back from the demands of others and work on making sure you're okay. Awesome. So yeah, a lot of um, message there. Possibly you're someone who puts others first, and you're being called to put yourself, be your own first priority for once. I feel like this is a conditioning and it's a habit, and you may feel uncomfortable being the first priority in your own life. But that's one way, one clear first step that you can take towards cultivating unconditional love for yourself. I want to really quickly look up the meaning of the blue sandstone. Your your stone here that you were drawn to. So I'm seeing here blue sandstone that can help connect, is believed to be a stone that can help connect you with your higher self if you're searching for spiritual growth or personal development. Interesting. So that is, oh, I also see that it has calming properties, alleviates stress, anxiety, and restlessness. So spiritual growth and soothing anxiety. So you might actually be drawn towards finding some blue sandstone like jewelry, necklace, particularly to wear. It's making me think of the blue color of the throat chakra too, of expressing your needs. And there's something very unique though about with the sandstone. It's kind of glittery. I'm not sure if it's picking up so well. Yeah, a little bit there. It's kind of like there's something magical within you that you can express and discover for yourself, that I think you'll surprise yourself at what you find when you express your inner desires, maybe stretching back from childhood. So I'm going to go ahead and start your reading with your tarot cards from this Cozy Witch Tarot deck by the same author. So can we get guidance for reading 4 on how they can continue cultivating unconditional love for themselves, particularly by prioritizing their own needs and desires, and reaching back into those childhood fantasies and impulses maybe that they wanted to act on, how they can be supported and guided through this. Oh, you have the star, and it says, have faith that healing is in the forecast. And I just love, it's striking me that it's a starry night sky, and it makes me think of this blue sandstone as a starry night sky. You have a particular connection to the stars, and you might want to go star bathing to kind of center yourself, ease your anxieties, connect with yourself better. Toxic witches, be cautious of those who take more than they give. And 8 of Cups in reverse. If your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. But because it's in reverse, I'm feeling you might finish that sentence differently. If your life feels stale, explore some new maybe hobbies or some new interpersonal connections. Or if you do explore some new scenery, I get the feeling that it's not so far away. Kind of like here, it's like the scenery is something that you project, that you create on your own. So you might be like, you might explore some new scenery by like redecorating your living space, making it more cozy for yourself, making it a manifestation of the way you want to live in the world and not of what's expected of you. So it's kind of incredible that you have 2 strong major arcana here. The Star, which is all about faith, hope, and healing, and a wish manifesting for you, a dearly held wish coming true for you. But you have this next to the Toxic Witches, which is also the equivalent of the Devil card. And so this is coming at the same time that you're navigating some difficult energies around you. I actually want to pull some clarifier on what is this Toxic Witch's energy that reading 4 is affected by. Oh wow, inner child. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if this was like a current energy or something that relates to the thought process. And so the devil energy is actually from within, internalized narratives, like negative beliefs about the self, negative or limiting expectations of yourself, that are keeping the inner child kind of locked away and unfree to express themselves in the world that the way that they want to. And this is the way that your unconditional love is being called to be drawn through into your life and into the world. That's kind of incredible. The inner child is coming up here. This is definitely the key theme of your reading. So as I said in reading 3, I believe, if you were drawn, I might have been reading 2, they were pretty closely aligned, but if you have been drawn to like inner child healing, working with like a spiritual energy healer, that might be something that you consider further on this path towards cultivating unconditional love for yourself. I actually want to bring in this Healing Spirits Oracle to clarify the star card. Ooh. So you have 2 here. You have number 6, natural healing power. And you've number 12, all is well. So your wish might have something to do with like a healing action or a healing message that you want to bring into the world. And this is maybe something that you've dreamed of or known that you were meant to do here on earth since you were a child. This is something you just kind of always carried and innately known within you. You came here with this natural healing power. I'm really feeling strongly the example of like a creative type, a writer, a poet, or like an artist, like in this depiction here, that you knew that you were here to express something, to use that expression to connect people and to heal people, more importantly. And all is well, number 12. Interesting that you have the third eye chakra lit up in this. The clouds kind of look like a sitting figure to me, and I see this as the third eye chakra lit up in there. And it's speaking to me about you being able to access some vision. And I think this is to do with the art, the creativity, the artistry that you bring into the world. When you center yourself, and I love that this is on the star because it looks like a star in the sky. I mean, I think it's meant to be a star in the sky, and it's landing on the star here. Like, your wish is granted, your vision is granted, your skills, your creative skills to manifest whatever this is in the world that you want to express is granted to you. And you kind of centering yourself and accepting the gift is what unlocks it for you to be used. Where is the guidebook? Here it is, good. I want to read you the all is well. I feel like there's something more in there. Okay. The compassion of spirit healers and helpers doesn't just come to you when you need it to. It is a part of you that can always keep you balanced, healthy, and strong. Spirit healers and helpers are saying it is the right time for you to truly acknowledge this. Take a moment each day, especially when your life is running smoothly, and say to the spirit world, all is well, all is well, all is well. Now you are a lighthouse that is a beacon to the rest of the world. Beautiful. I really feel like that is the main message in your expression, however you end up expressing that. That is the healing power that you have, that you can bestow on the world, is that you let people feel that all is well. You let people know that in their core, and you do that And as you do that through your creative expression, you are kind of like a lighthouse, a beacon to others. And this, I feel like, is that wish, that childhood wish, that you always wish to be someone in the world that could do this for others. And it's true. And I love that this looks like a child as well, this figure. I think that you were more free in your ability to access this when you were a child, and you might have, like, as a child, healed other children around you. But somehow, as I was saying here, maybe the strictness of society or your household kind of kept that locked. You learn to lock that away over time, and you're being invited now to offer yourself unconditional love by freeing yourself to express that again, that natural healing power. So you have here, the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. I actually just pulled this for myself earlier in the day when I was asking a question for myself. So I might be in this pile with you in this reading. And here you have, it's a different deck, but you have the focus on another star, very central here. That star card is all over your reading, as well as the inner child, the connection with the star. And I feel like it's bringing back that, like, innocent kind of faith in the universe. The innocent trust is part of your unconditional love that you can offer to yourself, and that also feeds back into the universe. So I know I just read this card. It's all about trusting in the timing of things, and the time is not now. The time is more, this is more like a gestation period for you to kind of unfold and let the universe kind of arrange the possibilities ahead of you. So it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like you want to take action now, especially if you feel like you're getting this vision, you want to create something. But the way you can love and care for yourself now is to actually stop and just feel all your emotions, be present to everything that's going on, and let the universe unfold in front of you the way it needs to. It won't be forever. There will be a time for action. It's just not yet. Oh, the spider and passion flower, creative ingenuity. Number 2. And you're also getting the elk and ash strength, number 8. Yeah, the strength card came out in, I think, reading 2 also. So, I mean, obviously, and then I actually use spiderweb imagery to explain something in one of those readings as well. So you might be in both readings 2 and 3. But here, like, as I was saying before, you are creative and you need to express something in the world. You know this about yourself, and you are ingenious at this. You have creative ingenuity. Just a confirmation there for you. And you have the strength to say something unique in the world. You have the strength to stand on your own, be different, and stand against maybe toxic inner voices. Maybe show other people that they can also dissolve the toxic inner voices that they've internalized or adapted over time. There's something powerful about, if you're a writer, there's something powerful about your words that can dissolve this for people. So please do write this and put it in the world. It's almost like alchemical, like it will dissolve these strong negative emotions that people have. Okay, just a couple more cards. Second draft, time to revisit your work. You are improving with each revision. So maybe you are writing something or working on something that, like, requires drafts. if you're unsatisfied with how it looks now, just consider it a draft, and it just needs a second go. Um, Pick that project up again. I feel like you might have gotten frustrated and put it off to the side. It just needs to be revisited after a time of rest and regeneration. I feel like this can also speak more broadly to like you as a and yourself as a work in progress, as a project. If there was some kind of like self-care routine or healing act or healing like activity that you wanted to join, and maybe it didn't go so well the first time, you're being asked to consider revisiting it and giving it one more chance. You can think of it like the card as like a second chance card. Summer, number 15. Something key is going to come to fruition in the summer months, however you're kind of following that in your calendar line. So as I said, I think this links with the void. That waiting period would be several more months from now. I would say like maybe 7 to 8 months still. So it's still quite some time, but not quite a year. But that's really how long a time that things are unfolding for you. So yeah, if you feel impatient, just remember it is a bit of time that you need to let all this unfold, 7 to 8 months. But 7 to 8 months will eventually go by. Oh, I forgot that I wanted to pull one of these cards for you too. So we're just gonna end with one of these. You have so many cards. Here it is. Simplify, clearing away what you don't need, number 40. And look at this figure is she's all packed up with just a backpack and ready to go. I think this is going to give you, it's almost like it gives your lungs space to take in oxygen. It gives you your freedom by simplifying your life. And I'm feeling that this applies to all areas of your life, personal relationships, including family, things, clutter that you might have in your home. If you haven't like moved in a while, just like dig out the back closets and like see what you can donate. Clean up your computer files. What else? Anything you could think of, and this is really all aspects. Oh, maybe simplify your diet too, like take out like the additives, eat more natural. And all of this is going to like work out wonderfully for freeing up, unblocking that inner eye, unblocking that creative vision, and just like letting it flow. I would also say simplifying the thing you're working on, just keeping it to its core so that it feels to me that like the message can fly farther, like as if on an arrow. If it's simple rather than complex, it might not land on too many people. So if you're worried that it sounds too simple, no, simple is the point. That's going to make the biggest effect in the world. And now that is your complete message. And I'm wishing you so much love on that journey and hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you always for sharing your energy on this channel so I can read the cards. If you were drawn to another card in that pick a card section, I'll see you in that reading. And if not, I'll see you next time.